Hey, welcome to another episode of Awake Narcissist, where we're spreading the news that narcissists are people too. Today, I wanted to do something a little different than some of our other videos, and I wanted to give a response to a video that I came across out there, and it's representative of actually quite a few videos I've seen in this journey of awakened narcissists and uh, sharing my story and what it means to be self-aware as a narcissist and how it really works for us. Before we dive in, go ahead and subscribe, give some likes, drop comments below. What do you think? Do you think I'm onto something? Do you think I'm full of it? You have any questions, any other videos you want me to respond to? That'd be great. Drop links to them below. I'd be happy to do that. So today's video that I wanted to talk about or respond to is this video by a channel called NarcCon. And the title is The Demonic Energy of the Covert Narcissist, People of the Lie. And there were some points she made, but the reason I picked this one and what I'm talking about in terms of something I've seen elsewhere is this idea that there is a demonic energy to the narcissist. And I have some difficulties with that, certainly. But let's dive into what she said. I'll give my responses and then maybe some more at the end. So I'm going to start here.
And that's what I find demonic energy. And that's the energy that attaches to the narcissist and comes into full flight when you have seen behind the mask and you realize that that is pure evil behind the facade of that person. They are prepared to destroy you. They take pleasure in that destruction. They feel superior to you. They enjoy the fact that nobody else knows but you and that it's torturing you because you've seen how bad they actually are.
Now, I don't even know where to start with this one. So that's the evil, demonic energy, and they enjoy and take pleasure out of destroying you. All of those things I find to be false, certainly, but real sensationalist. This whole evil and demonic energy. I can only imagine that this person who's speaking must have found themselves in a situation with a narcissist and really, really taken on the victim role, that there's this evil demonic force out there trying to destroy them on purpose. And again, it just misses the boat completely. The reason that the narcissist acts the way they do, the reason that I have acted the way I have in my life and done things like lied and manipulated, is not for the purpose of gaining pleasure from destroying another person. That's just like not even in the bailiwick of what's going on in me. It's really a survival mechanism. It's really because when me as the narcissist or other narcissists think or have the idea that someone is going to break through our defenses that we've crafted so carefully and discover who we really are, which we're terrified of having happen, we'll do anything we can to stop that from happening. Just like if you were being attacked by a shark in the water, you would do everything you could to not get eaten by the shark. That's the level that it occurs in the narcissist for. Now, they may not show that because they're not often very emotional people. I'm sure I haven't shown that to anybody who's been around me in these situations. It's not obvious that I'm in a panic or that I'm fearful for essentially for my life, though I'm not going to die, but it's like that in the narcissist psychology with the PTSD responses they have. And so I really take issue with the whole idea that it's this evil or demonic energy, because more than anything, that really implies that the narcissist is beyond salvation. And I don't mean that in the religious sense. I mean that in the sense that it really looks at the narcissist as an other, the other, not a human, not like we do on this channel, spreading the news that narcissists are people too. Not an injured young person who got mixed messages that on the one hand they're special and great, and on the other hand they're terrible and unworthy of being loved. And at that young, fragile, developmental stages of childhood, did what they could with that, which is create a survival strategy. I really take issue with this whole idea of the demonic energy, because what it does is it typecasts the narcissist as the other or a less than class of people, that all the other non-narcissists have a certain level of standing as people and be able, that we should look at in a certain way. But narcissists are the outcasts or the outliers that we should not even look at like they have any redeemable aspect or any redeemable quality, which is just terrible because narcissists are people too. We are. And yes, we have behaviors that are very challenging for other people to deal with. I get it. But the point of those behaviors is not to destroy other people for our own pleasure. The point of those behaviors is to guard ourselves from what is considered by our psychology a threat to our lives, really. And that is that someone will break through our masks and see who we really are. And this isn't like a conscious decision we make as narcissists, like, oh, we should do this because, I love destroying other people. It's because as young children, we were given these two contrasting messages that on the one hand, in some way, we're special, better than everybody else. And on the other hand, we're terrible and unlovable. And we do the things that you do as a child to survive that, which is create a survival structure. And if you have the brain that's going to go in the direction of a narcissist, that's what you create, this narcissistic personality disorder, this structure to protect yourself. And then, without relevant and meaningful interactions through your young life, you bring that into adulthood. And then we have these behaviors that, yes, can be challenging, can be difficult, can cause a lot of destruction in lives and heartache and so forth, but not from the reasons of wanting to destroy people out of pleasure. Really, it's for the reasons of hoping to survive what we have built in our framework is a threat to our lives. And that's, to the false ego. So this whole idea of demonic energy and evilness is really disturbing to me because it really sets it up that it really adds to and builds the prejudice against narcissists and people with NPD like myself. And it's just an interesting thing to be coming from someone who's sharing from sort of a psychological perspective or all these other videos online. She's not the only one. I've seen several videos that have like this demonic thing in the titles and in the content. But we live in this world where everyone seems to be trying to learn how to understand people's differences, neurodifference, neurodivergence, and accept differences and so forth. Yet, for whatever reason, pop psychology has held narcissists as outside of that. Like we should try to understand, everybody else, how they, respond, and they were, abused as a kid, so that's why they're an alcoholic now, and so it's a disease, and it's not really a choice. And we have this type of dialogue with all these other types of personality situations, except for NPD, because NPD has been typecast as this demonic or evil energy. And it's time for that to end, as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's move on to another clip. Oh, I should mention, if you do go and watch any of Narcon's videos, I did speed this up because she speaks so slowly. I don't mean that as an insult. It's just the way it is. So if you go and you're like, well, this doesn't sound like her, that's why, because you're at 1.5 speed. Okay. That being said, let's watch our last clip here.
Run. If you can't run, stand still in your truth. Ask God to help you. Stick with good people. Affirm yourself and your position. And I promise you, that's the way you can destroy that narcissistic energy. That's the way you can break the cycle. That's the way you can pour water on the gorging fire that's coming towards you. And that's the way we as humans can progress in joy, in peace, in good energy, in trying to help each other as best we can, in trying to live good lives, and in surviving as a human race. Because these individuals and spirits are lurking. They remain hidden until they're called out and until they meet someone strong enough to face them, strong enough to look them in the eye, and strong enough to say, I know who you are. Go away.
Again, it's really just segmenting out narcissists as unworthy of all the things that all the good humans are worthy of. And it's just really distressing to hear this type of message. So hopefully this video made some sense to you. Hopefully I got my point across to some degree or another as far as responding to this whole idea of the demonic energy and the evilness of covert narcissism. Because really, that's not the point. And it's really just like a ridiculous thing to bring up, in my opinion, that it's somehow demonic or evil. Yeah, if you've had your life destroyed by being in a relationship with a narcissist, I'm sorry about that. That's terrible. But they weren't doing it. If they're anything like me, they weren't doing it out of, like, this desire to destroy you because it's pleasurable to them. That's just a complete misrepresentation and misunderstanding, and really prejudice, in my opinion. And it's really interesting that it's somehow okay in our pop psychology to be prejudiced against this one group of people. I mean, if you were replacing narcissism with, something like the color of somebody's skin or their religious beliefs or anything like that, this video would be seen as, like, terrible. She'd be like a Nazi or that type of thing. But for some reason, because it's narcissist, it's accepted and it's okay. Well, it's not okay as far as I'm concerned. All right. Hope this was useful. Uh, Go ahead and subscribe, give some thumbs up, drop some comments below. What do you think about what she's saying versus what I'm saying? Do you think she's got a point? Do you think I got a point? Where do you land with this? Also, if there's other videos you want me to respond to or give my thoughts about, I'd be happy to do that. Just share them with me in the comments below, and I'll do that. All right, you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one.